Welcome to episode 8 of the making of Dr. Frick's Home for the Mentally Unique. In this episode, we're going into the making of the underscore just a little bit. It's going to be a quick episode, but I'll explain what underscoring is. I'll even give you an example. It's something that's used in almost every film. And then I'll give you an update on when things are going to be released, because I'm getting a little bit better idea as we go along. And you may be wondering why I'm wearing this silly hat. Yes, well, we did extensive research, and we were going to use this hat in the actual film. But then I decided against it, and I figured if I used it in one of these episodes, maybe I can get a tax write-off. Anyway, let's go into what underscoring is. A lot of you might already know this, but for the ones who don't, underscoring, well, probably 99.9% of the films you see and TV shows you see have music underneath the dialogue or the action that most of the audience isn't even aware it's there. It's provided just to, when they need to enhance the dialogue, get more emotion out of it, a love scene or an action scene. So there'll be music that the composer scores that's underneath it. And it's kind of, most people don't even know it's there. But it's a very important element, and I'm using it here and there throughout this Dr. Frick's film. We have 19 songs in the score, but I also had to record and write various underscores. So this particular underscore, let me give you the, I'll set up the scene for you. This is towards the end of the film, where Danielle, who's the girlfriend of Tony, who is at Happy Hills as a patient, she found a book in a trunk in her apartment. And the name of the book was How Man Lost His Soul. And it was written by a guy named John Q. Public, obviously not his real name. But the story is that John Q. was a patient of Dr. Frick's at Happy Hills in the 1980s. And he was keeping a journal of everything that was going on at Happy Hills, all the atrocities, all the torture. And Dr. Frick was torturing him and giving him ECT, shock therapy. It's not gone into very much, but apparently John Q. was a political prisoner. So one day John Q. escaped with the help of one of the orderlies. And Dr. Frick, when he heard that he escaped, had to find that book, because the book was all about what was going on at Happy Hills. And if anybody found out, that'd be the end of Dr. Frick. So Dr. Frick sent out a couple of his lackeys to find and kill John Q. and get that book and bring it back to Frick. Well, they found John and they killed him, but they couldn't find the book. So much of the story revolves around Frick trying to find this book that he knows will end his career, probably end him up in jail or whatever. Anyway, towards the end of the story, Danielle and Flo have given the book to Maury Less, who's a talk show host, and he's going to read it to his audience, or read parts of it to his audience, making it very well known. So before that happens, Danielle actually finds the book in Tony's trunk in his room, and she picks up the book and starts reading it. And in her mind, we hear what she's reading. So that's basically the story behind that. And I'm showing you this particular underscore because most of the underscores are very, very simple. It could be a synth pad, or just a sustained violin note. It's enough, or even just a rhythmical pulse for an action kind of thing. That's usually enough to convey the message. But this particular one, I was really proud of. I just finished this about a week ago. This is the one for How Man Lost His Soul. It'll be on the soundtrack album as well, as one of the few underscores that's actually on the album, along with the 19 songs. And so I was really happy with the way this came out. It's kind of an orchestral score mixed in with some synths, but we didn't have the budget to, now that I bought the hat, we didn't have the budget to hire a full orchestra. So I used mostly sampling libraries and synthesizers, but it came out very, very nice, really realistic. And when you listen to it, you'll see it is just underneath to heighten the emotion. So let's get to it. I'll play it for you now and get back to you as soon as it's over. man lost his soul. Chapter 1. Herein lies a tale so strange that I have no fear in relating it to you. No, my life is not in the least bit threatened, as I'm quite sure that the powers that be will have by now convinced you, dear reader, that my sanity is to be seriously doubted. All I ask is that you keep an open mind and look with courage at the world which is being created for you. 1879, Wilhelm Wundt, the father of psychology, decided that man had no soul.
No soul?
No soul, no free will. All he could do was respond to outside stimuli. On that historic day, man no longer was responsible for his actions. The mind and the brain were now one. The brain, the almighty brain. All man is a brain, no soul, just meat, just meat. 1920s, Germany, the scientific fad of the day, eugenics. Psychiatrists give the blueprint for genocide to Adolf Hitler. Genetic supremacy. It was all the science he needed to legitimize his program of destruction. No, you've got it all wrong. My father was a brilliant man. I have nothing but boundless love for my... This theory never truly disappeared. It's still very much with us today. Only the names have been changed to fool the innocent. We were only trying to help. So many sick minds, so many troubled souls. It's time, Daniel. Your help is needed. I've got to do something to help. We were only trying to help. This is the story of the abuse of human rights in the name of help. And if the drugs don't work, we'll just use ECT. That always shuts them up. ECT? ECT. Electroconvulsive therapy. Shock therapy. All right, so there you have it. That's just a sample of the underscore, at least one of the underscores. But now a little update on when things are coming out. I'm getting a little bit better idea of what's up and how long things will take. Just a little bit of a better idea. Phase 1 is going to be a triple release, and that's probably going to be ready around summer. Maybe I'm hoping for July. And right now it's towards the middle of April when I'm filming this. So, you know, I guess that's 2 or 3 months, whatever. And I call it a triple release because it's going to be, number 1, the entire score, the 19 songs, actually 20 songs. And that'll be for streaming and also for if you want to purchase it, which will certainly help because it is. This hat was breaking the bank right now, and I can't tell you. Anyway, the second part of the release is an audiobook for people who can't wait to see the entire film, which will take a year or more. The audiobook is the complete narration of the story with the full soundtrack included in the audiobook. I think that might be a one-of-a-kind audiobook, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's going to give you the whole story and all the songs where they fit in and everything. I think it's going to be great. And the third part of the first phase of releases is going to be the first chapter of the story, completely finished and on YouTube and Rumble, free for everyone to see. So you can get a real good idea of how the film's going to look, how, you know, what my thinking is all about, how it's going to work. And that'll be about a 12-minute segment. So once I finish that, I'll be working on getting the rest of the stuff. Audiobook's almost done. The mastering of the music is pretty much completed. And so I'll give you an update before that comes out. And love you guys, and I'll speak to you real soon. Bye-bye.
You say your man is gone. My man is gone. And you don't know what to do. Take a couple of these. Thank you.
Next, please.
The doctor is in.